Back in 1992, I started following Tony Robbins. I bought one of his courses, read his books, and I enjoyed everything that I learned in the program, and I wanted to make some changes in my life. Drinking wasn't really one of them. However, on August 30th of 1992 was the day after my last drunk. And as I stood in front of the mirror, and I shared this before, I was looking at myself going, man, you got to, this is it. You can't keep doing this. You can't keep doing this. But I was shaking so much and I needed something cold to drink. And I went into the refrigerator to grab something cold, not even thinking about getting a beer, but there were 4 beers left. So right there, I made a decision. I said, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drink those 4 beers. When those 4 beers are done, I'm done drinking. So I sat there one by one drinking those beers. It was probably about 11 o'clock in the morning when I started, going through a bunch of stuff in my head. So at that point, I finished the last beer, put it in the trash, bagged the trash, walked out to the dumpster, threw the empties away, and now I'm walking back to my apartment at the time, and I'm thinking, okay, I decided I was going to stop drinking. And I remember that's what Tony would talk about. If you're going to make a change in your life, the first thing you have to do is make a decision. You have to decide that you've had enough of whatever it was and you were going to do something about it. So for me, I was done drinking. But I didn't know what to do. Was I just going to quit? What could I do? The next thing I remember Tony saying was, once you make a decision, then you have to take massive action. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. Massive action. What is that? Then I remembered my ex-wife, well, she was my wife at that time, but her aunt said that she had quit drinking and she'd been sober for 10 years and she went to AA. And I said, okay, that's what's going to be my massive action. The next day, which was Monday, August 31st, 1992, I'm going to AA. And that's what I did. I walked into AA. That was my big, massive action. For me, it was a big deal because, trust me, the last thing I was ever thinking about was quitting drinking. Yeah, there were times, of course, that, shit got out of hand and I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm not going to drink anymore. But I went back to it because I wasn't serious. But the day before when I said I was done, there was something different. I meant it. I was like, I can't keep doing this. So made the decision, then took massive action. But then there was one other thing that Tony said that stuck out. You have to change your state. So on August 30th, right, on that Sunday, man, I was just, of course, torn up all inside about my behavior the night before with some friends. Of course, I was hungover. I was also thinking, damn it, my wife's out of town. She's going to find out what happened. I'm already in trouble with her to begin with. So all this stuff is going on. But Tony said something. You also have to change your state, meaning you got to get up and do something. You got to create movement. And I really didn't feel like doing much movement. I just wanted to sit on the couch and wallow in my shit because here I am thinking, wow, I screwed up. Now the next day, tomorrow, am I really going to walk into an AA room? So I got up and I just started doing something. I think I went for a walk. I moved a little, exercised a little bit, tried to do anything I could to get out of my head because I knew even after drinking those last 4 beers and saying I was going to go to AA the next day, I was afraid if I just sat there and kept on thinking, I know me better than anybody, right? I'm going to go get some more beer. So I ended up keeping busy that night, keeping busy. And of course, there was just so much shit going through my head because of what happened and some of my friends that, I acted like a fool and I didn't know how my relationship with my friends were going to be. Then I knew my wife was going to find out. So, and of course she eventually did. And we ended up getting divorced, not because of that, but, my drinking did play a part of it. But I just knew I had to keep busy. So I learned something real important that day, and I do it to this day. If I really want to make a change, the first thing I have to do, and anybody has to do, is you have to make a decision. You have to decide right then and there, whatever it is. Like for me, it was quit drinking. Maybe some people, it's, losing weight, go to the gym, look for a new job, get out of a relationship, whatever the hell it is. You got to make that decision. You got to decide right then and there. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. Then you have to take action, whatever that would be, right? For me, it was walking into an AA room, which was a big deal for me. For others, if you're going to get in shape, you might go to the gym the next day. If you got marriage problems, you might want to see a marriage counselor. If things are bad, you might go see an attorney and say, listen, I want out. But you have to make, the decision, then take massive action or some type of action. Then, of course, we all get bummed out when something bad happens to us or, we're making a big change in our life. So the most important thing to do after those two is to change your state. You got to feel good about what you're doing. You got to keep moving. You got to make sure you just don't sit there and wallow in whatever the hell it is that you're going through at the time. You just got to change that state and say, okay, so if you're going through anything and you really need to stop, decide that you're done or you're ready to make a change. Number 2, take massive action. And number 3, change your state. Move. Do something to create some energy within you. And it works. And I want to remind you, before the 8 minutes is up, don't forget I have my book out there, Don't Drink or Use No Matter What. And no matter what means no matter what. The link is in the description below. It's available, of course, at Amazon. And listen, try it. Give it a shot. Those 3 things. And hopefully it helps you out. Until the next time, this is Papa Joey. Don't drink or use no matter what. And no matter what means no matter what. We'll see you next time.
I don't drink or use no matter what.